And welcome to episode 22 of the Backdoor Cut podcast. I'm just waiting for Nelson to start either crinkling his bottle, drink something, or start eating because that's usually what he usually does. Well, guys, that was a bad job of me. How's it going, Nelson? It's been a long time.
Just barely surviving final week. Hopefully trying to get back to writing soon. I have a couple ideas that I've really been wanting to write about, but I haven't had time.
Nice. Well, we can't wait till you get back to writing, especially since now that you have your Mac and you're supposed to be just some type of whiz kid now. How are you, Merge?
We are back on the playoff trail, right? Lakers are back on the playoffs.
Yes.
That's what's happening. Hold on, God damn it.
I think, yeah, let me check. And people are probably going to be asking about that no matter what.
Yeah.
So, fellas, we just won against Philly. And I don't know if I was really happy with that win. Staff writer Jeremiah Witten for Lakers Pulse compared it to when your child, like if you have a kid and the child draws a load of crap on the paper, and then you have to say, "Yeah, great job, kid." Yep, that's kind of how it felt tonight because they nearly let it slip through their hands. So, Merge, let's get your thoughts first, real quick.
I think for me, it was more that I was impressed with certain players and I wasn't impressed with certain players. So, like, I think Larry was awesome. Larry is arguably player of the game, in my opinion. Him and Julius, he was just, like, everywhere. Like, dude was getting every rebound. He was hustling for every loose ball. He was being Larry, but, like, extra Larry tonight. I don't know what it was. Julius was back to old Julius. It did help that Okafor was guarding him, but, you know, he has to take what he has in front of him. D'Angelo was he's passing the ball well again. People were making shots again. Deng looked good. He got unlucky with some shots, but on the negative side, Jordan Clarkson, Jordan Clarkson is I don't know what's up with Jordan Clarkson. He's scoring the ball, I guess, as like it's not as good as he's used to scoring. He's playing defense like old Jordan, and I don't know what it is. Everyone else, it was like Lou was Lou, Nick was Nick. Ingram had a really quiet night, but like I said, you just take that with him. The win wasn't a great win, but I'll take it for now. It's a win. We broke the 8-loss streak, so we got to start somewhere.
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Nelson?
I've been pretty unplugged from the team, so it was kind of odd to see the Lakers struggling since the last time I saw them, they were actually playing really well. I've missed most of the bad streaks, so I had to miss most of the crappy basketball. But seeing Lakers seeing Lakers crappy basketball again, it just brought me back flashbacks of last year. But it was still, although not all the times, it still had its moments when it was still fun. You know, that's something that last year's Philly versus Lakers game was just bad in general. And this one, it had its moments where it was kind of exciting, even though sometimes it was for the wrong reasons because the Lakers were giving up the lead. But it was still pretty entertaining. D'Angelo had a much better game. Had a hot start and then kind of cooled off towards the end. His shooting stroke was it left him after the first quarter, but it was still good to see him have a hot start, and that kind of jump started the team. And then we all know what happened after that when the bench came in and Philly just started playing really good Philly basketball, which is odd. Clarkson played kind of a I don't know how to describe Clarkson's game at this point. It's just odd, I would say, because he scores points. He's almost like Lou Williams, where he can score and he can shoot sometimes, and his defense is terrible again. But yeah,
that's an understatement if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, and you know, it was good to see Julius and Nance play well. A couple guys mentioned in the chat that we should start Nance and Randall, and that would be interesting for many reasons. Although, this is a really small sample size of what of how good Nance can be, and you still wonder. I mean, it's against the Sixers and against Okafor, and Embiid's an okay defender, but he's not like this amazing guy. And
he's still really, really, really raw.
Yeah, right. And Noel is the best rim protector, and he didn't really get that much playing time. So it's a win, I guess. I don't know how else to describe this game. It's just a win. It didn't really change my opinion on the team. We're still not a good team. We're not going to go to the playoffs. And this game just assured that.
Whoa.
Wait, hold on. That's a hot take right there.
Well, you know what? Stephen A. Nelson in the house. That's all I got to say.
I agree with you guys. I was the one that brought up starting Nance with Randall. That would be really dependent on lineups, obviously. D'Lo looked really good, and I think with him being back, and he looked quite a bit healthier. With him being back, Julius looked kind of how he was before D'Lo went down. So if you can get Nance, who I think, he's been playing a lot better recently. I think he's finally recovered from the concussion that he suffered really early on. And I think he's been able to handle the ball a little better. I'm wondering, total speculation, I'm wondering if his hand is finally okay, or at least his head is mentally okay with his hand. So, and Nance is even showing abilities of rim protection with Randall switchability, and Nance can switch too, but I think we see it quite often, but I think it'd be at least maybe it's just me being selfish and wanting to be more entertained than Mozgov and trying to feed him, early on. And I mean, honestly, we've said that he was really good early, but he's regressed. The rim protection numbers are just abysmal for the team, and yeah. The game, a win is a win is a win. It doesn't really mean much. It was nice to finally break that losing streak and seeing at least certain young guys look better. Clarkson, oh my word, Clarkson scored. He was 4 for 9 from the field, which was 2 for 4 from 3.
Efficiency.
Yeah. He didn't shoot any free throws. He was. I know we all dislike using plus and minus.
Oh God.
Game by game, but he was a -9. And honestly, you could see that on the floor. This wasn't a thing of, oh, he was really good. Why was he negative?
Mm-hmm.
No, he was negative because he got cooked by Sauce Castillo. Nick Stauskas.
That's pretty sad.
And Nick Stauskas has had a really good start to the year, but
he's still a fringe NBA player. He's not exactly a world beater.
I think he's a little bit better than a fringe NBA, but he shouldn't be able to do that to JC. Clarkson has the physical tools to at least stay in front of him, and he couldn't do it. So, but we gotta keep JC and trade D'Lo, from what I've been told.
Oh, and also Jordan Clarkson is hands down the best player on the Lakers. Just in case you didn't know.
Hands down. What? Any final notes on the game? I mean, just that I wasn't gonna bring up.
I do think they played Embiid better than I expected. I was really expecting Embiid to come in and just absolutely destroy us.
Yeah.
We played him better than I came in expecting. And then most of the points seemed to just be Lakers would have a good possession, and then they just do some stupid turnover, and then they'd have an easy bucket.
Yeah.
Sounds like a young team.
Yeah, like a young team. Or D'Angelo would have a nice pass, and his passes were on point tonight. They were lasers, right, Nelson?
Yeah.
I mean, his passes were like those cross court ones that sometimes you're like, dude, you can't throw those so slow. They were straight, on a rope, as some people like to say in football. They were there in a second, and they were on right in the guy's hands. It was perfection, and guys just missed.
Yeah.
That early lead, we were up, I think at one point 28-14. Don't quote me on that.
Something like that.
And we could have been higher or up more than that because just missed shots.
Yeah.
And we could have put this thing away in the first quarter. So, D'Lo looked good. The first quarter, getting off to a nice start was another satisfying thing personally for me. I get so sick and tired of hearing all the nonsense about how the starters aren't doing well. Yeah, we've talked about that already, and I think that's been discussed just by everyone on Twitter. Why?
Don't even get me started about people on Twitter.
Huh?
Don't even get me started about people on Twitter, man.
I think Merge is gonna blow up on someone.
Well, here you go.
This episode.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Early on in that first quarter, it felt like the pace was a bit too much for Embiid and definitely Okafor. I don't know if Embiid. He kept up well. I mean, even though he's just a giant, he kept up well. Okafor, though, I'm sorry. I know people still defend him, which is just incredible to me. Not good. I don't care how many points he scored. He was looking away from the rim half the time on defense.
Yeah.
I don't know how many open drives to the basket we got, but it was just because he literally was not looking.
Yeah.
You got to keep your head on a swivel, and he's just over here looking at the sideline. You're not even looking at the sideline with your coaches. You're looking up into the crowd. What, your boo up there or something? I don't know. He just his I don't know if his basketball IQ on offense is really high, but on defense, oh my word, he would need his own IEP for that. Sorry.
Bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's worse than Clarkson, honestly, which is crazy because I think Clarkson is one of our. It's not a hot take. He's one of our worst defenders. Lou, at least Lou gets those sneaky steals from time to time.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sorry, I had to see a lot of Okafor talk today because, of course, the Lakers should have drafted anyone but Russell. Tonight we got to see Tariq back. He only played 3 minutes, but I would assume that it just means that he's close.
Right. Yeah.
One of you guys said that he had 3 fouls early on.
Yeah, he had 3 fouls in 3 minutes, and they're all on Embiid.
That doesn't surprise me. He's going to draw so many fouls. Dude's just massive. One thing I did like, Luke did not do his strict platoons, at least in the first half. And the second half, that changed until he pretty much was forced to put Dang in. And then did Nick ever see the floor
Nick
in
didn't
the fourth quarter?
any time in the fourth quarter. He left with 4 minutes left in the third, something like that.
So that's weird. I don't know.
And I thought Nick was playing really well too.
Yeah.
At least offensively. He was playing really well.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. D'Lo is the JR whisperer. We kind of mentioned that, how he looks a lot better with D'Lo back. Yeah, I'm kind of just already done talking about that win. I mean, it's good to get the losing streak over, and people will stop being so. Well, hopefully, we'll stop being so dramatic. But,
I don't know. We play the Cavs tomorrow. We're probably gonna lose by like 30, and then everyone's gonna lose their mind again.
Welcome to Lakers Twitter.
Nah,
yeah. Well, they haven't played like in 2 days, right?
Yeah. They haven't played
I
since
think
that whole,
it's
like, LeBron, Kyrie, Kalo sitting fiasco thing.
yeah. So they're going to be very, very, very rested and ready for LA. That's going to be a massacre. But we're still going to the playoffs.
Hey man, we beat the Warriors, so we're gonna go to the championship.
Yeah. Before we get to questions, I wanted to bring up a topic that I saw from Larry Kuhn is he from Basketball Insiders, or is he just his own little entity?
No, he's an insider.
Okay, so he let it be known that there is no amnesty clause in the upcoming CBA, and a lot of Nelson getting the smirk already. So if any of the old podcasts, I think like episode 19 and 20 especially. Oh, wait, no. It had to be like 17 and 18. My bad. Me and Nelson hated 2 contracts that were given in the off season. Not necessarily because of the players, even though we weren't as high on the players as others. It was the guaranteed money and length of the deals. And as everyone apparently knows, because as today's game in Twitter and everything, it's just become 2K. You know, we don't even care about the action anymore. It's about the moves that you can make.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With Deng and Mozgov being signed to those giant deals, you can't dump those with an amnesty clause anymore. So, Nelson, do you want to give a quick reaction to that, or lengthy reaction?
Well, to all those in the Lakers Pulse chat saying the deal was not that bad, it's kind of looking pretty bad right now. You know, Deng looked pretty pretty much like an old guy that can't really move. In the first quarter of the season, he's gotten better since. But if you expect it to get better from here, it's just going to keep going downhill and downhill. And you know, Moscow's already
to be fair to Deng, he has actually the last 3 or 4 games he has looked improved.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight he looked fine. He just it was like there was a lid on the bucket.
Right.
So
and also Moscow has regressed, you know, and he has, you know, the knee issue, and you know, he's not exactly the most athletic big man there is. He's pretty much a big stiff who can, you know, post up, has a nice touch. Can't really expand his range to the 3-point line. He kind of shoot a mid-range shot, but that's, you know, it's not exactly money. It's not Embiid good. And you know, the concerns with that are that you sign these guys to 4-year deals already in their 30s, or entering their 30s, and they're going to be 34, 35 by the end of the deal. And if we've learned anything, people aren't going to want to take on that money. That's a lot of money, especially since the contract kind of shifted more towards the back end. You know, the hope was, okay, yeah, we can just amnesty one and then trade the other one and toss in maybe a second-round pick, maybe toss in a upside guy, and then hopefully we can shed the salary that way. But now we're just stuck with these 2 contracts that are not good. Whether you think the player is going to be able to sustain his productivity, then I think I'll give Mozgov 2 solid years, and after that, it's just going to tail off. And then I'll give Deng maybe 2 years too at the most. It might happen sooner. And then you can be stuck with for Deng, it's going to be a lot of money. And for Mozgov, a lot more money. And you're just going to be stuck sitting there with that money. And the cap might rise again. That might help it a little.
Did you forget how much their contracts are?
Yeah, because I punched myself in the face so I would forget. I didn't want to remember how much money it was or how many years.
I'm going to let you know just so you can get upset again.
Please, no.
4 years and $72 million for Deng, and 4 years and was it 64 for Moscow?
Yeah, it was 64.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that made me feel better, Clayton. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. I wanted to rile you up a bit.
Yeah. I mean, I was already riled up, but now I'm just I'm about to lose it. Because people were saying, but the market's this way, the market's that way. The market was that way, but people were signing younger guys. If you're signing someone that's 26 right now, they're entering the prime or they're in their prime. And then by the time that they're at the tail end of their prime, and it's fine. You can just unload the money. They'll still be pretty solid. Like, it's just, it wasn't the best contract to begin with. Now we're just looking worse. And as they decline, it's going to look worse and worse. And you're just going to regret it. Whether the Lakers can still maneuver, whether Mitch can be, his magician ways and hopefully maneuver some of that money. I don't know. Hopefully Tibbs gets drunk one night and just calls Mitch and is like, you know what? I really was Deng. I want to get back with my ex, and he gives us at least Tyler Jones. I'll take that at this point. But it's just, the podcast is gonna be over, and we're gonna go back to the chat, and then the Mozgov stands are gonna return, and I'll be ready. There's no amnesty, right, guys? There's no amnesty. We're stuck with his money, whether you like him or not. So that's my 10-minute rant on why the Lakers are stupid.
Oh, I knew he was going to do that, and that was wonderful. Merge, do you have any?
I think Nelson said it perfectly. I think I have nothing else to add to that. Really.
Yeah, honestly, the first thing I thought when I saw Larry Kuhn say that, I was just like, you got to dump one, at least.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now the easier one to dump would be Mozgov, but yeah, I think you have to move one. Like, years 3 and 4 are going to be really bad. Like, really bad.
God, Clayton, you had to do this to me. You had to do this to me on the podcast at a return. Oh man, there goes my hopes of signing a max guy. God.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and that was the thing. Okay, so we had finally gotten all this money in free agency. What was it? Something like $70 million, or just. I don't even remember. It was just insane. It was the most. It was at least $50 million. Mm-hmm. We signed 2 guys that are veteran presence guys and are supposed to help. I get that. And the market, sure, fine. The length of the deals was always the issue for me. You want to be a player in free agency. Well, you just wiped it out for 4 years. This offseason, we'll have what?
I think we'll have one max player, I think.
I don't think it's quite max money. I think it's close.
It'll be close.
In order to get that max, you have to hope Nick opts out, which I think that would open it up. And at this point, he's making $5 million still, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't see why he wouldn't opt out, honestly, unless he just loves LA that much. Or you gotta deal Lou.
You mean deal our best player, Clayton? Why would we ever deal our best player?
I know. I'm sorry.
Those points per game, Clayton. You can't deny the points per game.
All
right, yeah. they're Kobe-esque. All right.
I'm tired of watching young players take their lumps. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
So if you
D'Angelo Russell for Drew Holiday.
Thank you. See, these are the ideas that Mitch needs to bring to the front office. But Jimmy, he doesn't want to do that. He just wants to just keep playing these young guys or whatever. They don't get you wins. Look at Uzi streak. Yeah. You can stay. See, look at him.
Oh, the shade. The shade that was a good one.
I'm just saying, Genie Bus is better. That's all I'm trying to say here, Clayton. And I'm sure you would agree with me.
Hey man, bring Phil back.
Exactly. See, look, this is like ideas of innovation, right? Bring back the triangle. You know, what worked in the past has to work right now. It's just science. That's all I gotta say.
There was really someone in LP's mentions that said that we needed to bring Phil back and bring the triangle back.
There you go.
And instead of Mozgov, we should be starting Zubats.
See, that guy's smart. Why isn't he GM? Why isn't he GM?
Exactly.
I don't know.
That guy has the future.
Yeah. All right. Well, I neglected to answer a question the other day that Nelson had ridiculously asked me. I hope he wasn't serious, but he does love a certain prospect. He asked if we should tank for Fultz. So Nelson, I'm giving you free reign again on here to tell me. I don't even really want to hear this, but sure, go ahead.
Okay. So the best way to rebuild is to the draft. And the Lakers are a bad basketball team. So why not just throw everything out the window and just bench D'Angelo, bench Julius, and start Huertas? Look, Clayton, it's crazy. I know. But just give it one more year. All right, one more year of tanking. All right? And that gives us Fultz, the best player in this draft, undoubtedly. You know, a better prospect than Ben Simmons, who I really loved, in case you didn't know. He can play make.
I had no idea. You compared him to LeBron. I had no idea.
I mean, yeah, I know. That's kind of a, pretty accurate comparison, but I'll continue. Fultz is one of the best playmakers in this class. He can finish like no other. His jump shot is steadily improving, which is a good sign. He has high defensive potential, and him and D'Angelo would be the best backcourt in the league. Couple that with Brandon Ingram and Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench with his terrible defense. Couple that with Zubac being potentially an above-average center. You have there a championship dynasty. So all you have to do is start Huertas, start Lou, let him get his points, so then get his trade value up, and then you can just sign a bunch of D-League guys, cut D'Angelo, just tank. It's like I just tank, Fultz is the ultimate franchise player. You will never find a better player than Fultz. These are facts. I'm out.
Was that Nelson's hot takes?
That was Nelson's hot takes. We just stole a segment from Locked On Lakers, but
we did. I guess we're gonna have to come up with a Nelson, and then a word that starts with the N that is like hot take. Oh.
We'll get there eventually.
I'm sorry. I'm kind of left speechless after that. Those were some good rants. All right, so
that's what I'm here for.
we don't have a ton of questions. We kind of put this out really late. The question from Shazeb Imam at Shazeb88, who's good, always good for a question. Thank you very much. Luke needs to cut back Clarkson's minutes and give those to D'Lo. Agree or no? It'll give Ingram more time with Russell too.
Please.
Yep.
Please.
So, yes, I do agree with that. D'Angelo, he at first in the first quarter, I asked if he was still on a minutes restriction, and it didn't appear. He played the first 9 minutes of the game, and then he sat. I guess he still is. So that right now kind of takes that away if he's still on a minutes limit. When that's taken away, yes, give his extra minutes to JC, or take JC's minutes to D'Lo. I also think that Ingram needs to play more minutes with D'Angelo. I need to check the lineup stats and everything. I don't remember them playing a lot together. And I know that D'Angelo missed, 11 games?
Mm-hmm.
But playing Ingram as a point forward, well, in theory, is awesome. And for his age, he's got really good vision. He's got decent handles for someone 6'9". He's not a point guard, though. That's the thing. He's on a lineup with two definitely shoot first guys with JC and Lou.
Jordan Clarkson's point guard. Sorry.
He's. You can't be a point guard when you can't create for others.
But he can create for himself. He can create for others. He can create for himself. I mean, it's just math. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, JC's vision on the pick and roll has just disappeared. It's just gone. You know, like, I don't know if we need to kidnap Steve Nash from Golden State. That seemed to be something that was working. I don't know. I don't know what it is, or if it's just he's been focusing on this. I don't think it's necessarily just because he's been switched to the sixth man or sixth, seventh man. This was kind of how he was last year as well. You know, he didn't create for others. Daniel. Okay, Daniel said that Noel is not happy. I wonder.
Shocker.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Face. He hasn't had it for long. The whole season he's been.
Yeah. But yeah, JC needs to have his minutes lowered until he gets it going again. Mm-hmm. Ingram needs more minutes with other people that can create for others. Lou has admittedly been a lot better this year at creating for others than what I ever imagined. I've been one of his biggest haters since signing with LA, but he needs to play with D'Lo, and especially since those are your two guys of the future, right?
No, it's Fultz.
Oh, okay. but that's just, I don't understand why they don't play together more. And I understand that Luke likes to keep the bench units together, but it's just, I don't know. You guys have any further thoughts, or is Nelson just gonna?
Actually, I have something. I remember seeing somewhere that D'Angelo and Ingram have played as many minutes together as Jose Calderon and Thomas Robinson have.
Ooh, that's nice.
Wait. Say that again.
They have played as many minutes together as Jose Calderon and Thomas Robinson have together. So it's something like something under 60 is what I remember it saying. And that's been through, how many games has it been? 29, something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been through 29.
Those are your two future pieces. You have to play them together.
Yeah.
I don't want to like, I love Luke. He is so much better than Byron. It's not even close. Like,
he's not going to get us a top 3 pick, Clayton. He's not going to get us a top 3 pick. Come on. I'm telling you.
The culture is just, it's so much better. I mean, oh my word.
You unleashed the beast, Clayton. You can't control.
Ty, I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name and you actually watched this, Ty, but Ty Luong, over at Lakers Outsiders, he tweeted, "It has been a while, but Lakers through 52 games last year were 11-41. It took us 52 games to get 11 wins."
My kind of coach.
Lakers through 29 games, 11-18. So obviously we're worlds better, but he's a young coach. There are things that have to change, in my opinion. You know, you have to play your 2 second overall draft picks together for more than what?
So it was like
there's no way it's even 60 that Calderon even played 60 minutes all year.
Thomas Robinson even played 5? That's the real question.
Oh no, he got plenty. Huh?
When Tar Black was out, I think Robinson played him in like 10 to 15 minutes a game.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're almost 30 games into the year, and they haven't even played like the equivalent of a whole game together. Like,
Sounds about right.
I don't get that. I know he loves his platoons, but I don't get that.
Also, with D'Angelo's minutes, he did play his season average tonight at 27.
He has to play more minutes. I mean, after the
Yeah.
minutes restriction is gone, he has to play more minutes. Plain and simple.
Up to 30 plus.
I mean, Jamie has just been railing against people pretty much for the better part of the last week or so of just how good D'Lo has been in 25 minutes a game. I need to just forgive me for the pause. Okay. If you take off the per 36, only 16 players have ever averaged 15 points per game and 4.5 assists per game. So what D'Lo is playing or averaging right now, I believe. Yeah, 15 and 4.6. If you take away the per 36, so we should all hopefully know what the per 36 is. So if you just go strictly 2 minutes played, he is 5 whole minutes below the next person. 5 whole minutes.
Man.
I mean, the list has some really impressive names on here. But I mean, he's Kyrie, I think that was his rookie year, 30 and a half. He was coming off the foot injury, wasn't he? He only played 51 games that year. You got Westbrook, Brandon Jennings, Isaiah Thomas, the old Isaiah Thomas Pistons, Tony Parker, and all those guys are 32 plus minutes. He's doing that in 5 to 7 at least less, and then at the high end you have LeBron, who is averaging 39 and a half, 42.4 minutes per game. I'm not comparing him to LeBron, but
come on, man.
he's putting up insane numbers at a really good or at such a young age. He has to play more. The bench looks worn out a bit from time to time. Maybe that's just me because I'm pissed at it. And I mean, obviously the injuries are part of the issue, but whatever.
I think that Luke, even a lot of Lakers fans have gotten too caught up with winning. Saying, "Oh, a win's a win. It doesn't matter how bad our young players play as long as we win, as long as Luke gets his points up." And I think that we're just getting too wrapped up in the win-loss total when that really doesn't matter. Early on, Daniel was arguing that that it'd be good for Lakers to make the playoffs and that that it'd give us a valuable experience to get swept in the first round by the Warriors or the Clippers. And I mean, I don't know how much value that would really provide, if any at all. So I just think that, just play the young guys. Just play them. It's literally like last season, but with a better coach. That's how the season should be. Play the young guys, whether you end up with the top 3 pick or you end up in the middle of the pack. That really shouldn't matter. You're not going to the playoffs. This team is not good enough, currently constructed, and it should be all development all day. Ingram should be starting. I don't know why she isn't. Unless you want to still let him get some more experience from the bench, which that's pretty understandable, but D'Angelo should be playing 30, 33 minutes. He's I still think that, Reynolds been really good this year, but I still think D'Angelo is their best player, even right now. The way he creates, the way his defense is not terrible. His shot, although sometimes it can be a little up and down. When it's on like no other. He can get into the paint at will. He's an excellent pick and roll guy, so I think that there is literally no reason why he shouldn't be playing 30 plus minutes.
Especially when he comes back, or when he gets that minutes restriction off. Merge, are you having to move?
Yeah, I'm good now. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right. I totally agree. The year was and is about development. It was never about the playoffs. No matter who told you anything, it was never about the playoffs. I've questioned. Look, getting to the playoffs would be awesome because that means they had an excellent year, right? It means that they were good. Right. You would assume that in the Western Conference, you're going to have to at least win 41 games, right? That's good. That's good. You're going to go to the playoffs and you're going to get swept.
Right.
So how you said you don't know how much experience there is. I think it's debatable. I think it'd be really good, but at the same time, it might just be a little too early,
right.
you know, like the Bucks. 2 years ago, did they make it to the second round of the playoffs?
Right. Yeah.
After they somehow made the playoffs.
No, they brought the Bulls to 7, I believe, or 6 or something.
Okay, so they were close to going to the second round.
Yeah.
Then last year they got the 10th overall pick because they were bad.
Right.
The only significant change they made was signing Greg Monroe, and that really didn't have.
That hurt them.
Everyone was just bad. Like, it was just. I don't want that happening. I'd rather just keep building up instead of having this crazy spike and then just huge crash.
Right.
I'm not worried about wins. I do, even though sounds ridiculous. I do want them to win. I don't care how many they win, like 40 or whatever. I do want them to get to like 30 though, just so then we don't have to, because other than obviously we have different opinions on things, it would be nice to not have to hear about Phil Jackson or Jeannie Buss or the stupid deadline.
Would it be that bad?
Jim Buss.
Think about all the clicks. All the clicks. All there.
Really, really bad. All the clicks would not be worth it. Not for the Lakers.
Sometimes you gotta sell your soul to the devil. Playing just how it is.
Yeah. So, like I've said all year, it should be about development. It never should have been about trying to eke out a playoff spot.
Playoffs.
So.
I thought this issue was supposed to be about tanking for Fultz, but apparently I was wrong.
We're at 11 wins this year. Say you do want to tank, and
Please.
So last year 17 wins, which was us last year.
Mm-hmm.
That was the second worst record in the league. I think the Sixers were at 11 wins. Or were they at like 10 or 12? So we're in that same range. We literally have to lose every game rest of the way to almost secure the top spot, and then you have like a 67% chance that you keep the pick. Yeah. I don't want to play those odds again. Just what I want to do is I want to deal vets for more young assets.
Which sounds easy, but apparently for the Lakers front office it's hard. I'm just gonna say that.
But the thing is you don't. They started off so if you trade them, you're gonna get backlash. But now I think the losing streak, even though it was hurtful for a lot of our soul of just watching bad basketball. It'll bring expectations down, and then you can start seeing moves made.
Right.
You know, which I will stay all the way up until he's either gone as a free agent or until he's dealt. The best thing for the Lakers is to deal guys like Lou and to see if you can get anything for Nick Young. I know. People hate that. Hate it.
I don't know why, but
because it would be bad for chemistry. Basketball is a business, and if you're going to be with these guys, you're going to have these guys. What their rookie contracts go 4 to 5 years,
yeah,
and then you can sign them for another 4 or 5 years. You think that dealing Lou Williams or Nick Young in year 1 or 2 of 8 to 9 years is going to kill chemistry for the next almost decade or half decade at least, I don't see it. I'd rather just continue to build, but that's just me.
Also, we're acting like these guys are like some like super like locker room like gel guys that like they're just incredible people. Like last time I checked, Lou William had 2 girlfriends at one time. You know, he's not exactly your role model that you want to follow.
That man is a hero.
Depending on how you look at it, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw a party. Merge brought it up last time. He threw a party the night before a game up in Toronto.
What a legend! Just what a legend.
Hey man, that's what I want to be when I grow up. I want to be Lou Williams.
You gotta keep him on the roster just for the parties. And people think we're ridiculous now. And why do you sound so upset when the Lakers just won?
We should be happy. We should be grateful. The basketball gods have blessed us with the playoff team. We should be grateful. Not be bashing the Lakers.
I still find it hilarious when Jamie has to do it. Jamie, if you're gonna watch this, you need to let me on LP. I promise I'll be as good as Nelson has been on LP.
I don't trust Clayton.
Never trust Clayton with Twitter at all. He will fire off hot takes like if there's no tomorrow.
Get out of here! I'm not.
If you think I'm bad, Clayton's 10 times worse.
Oh no,
he's my role model.
It wouldn't even be hot takes. It would just be Clayton attacking people.
Yeah. There's a certain YouTube vlogger that vlogs about the Lakers that I'm sure would receive a lot of tweets from Lakers Pulse. All I'm gonna say.
I blocked him on my account, so I would just block him if Jamie didn't already do that.
Of course not. He's a dedicated Lakers fan.
Yeah. Now you made me forget what I was gonna say.
Payback.
Yeah. Where's Jamie? I need Jamie to always remember where I was going with it.
Old guys, man.
Yeah, we're so forgetful. Well, I forgot, and I didn't see any more questions. So, Nelson, do you have anything coming up? I know that you're still studying for finals. So, do you have anything locked and loaded that you're just waiting to put out?
No, I have an idea that is locked and loaded. I just created my top 10 big board for the draft. And I'm sure you're not going to be surprised when you see who's number 1.
Lonzo Ball.
Of course. I'm from California. I have to like Lonzo Ball, apparently. It's just kind of the rules from Lakers Twitter. But yeah, hopefully I can come out with the big board and then maybe a couple other pieces. I'll for sure be writing a lot more during these 2 weeks so I can take advantage of it. That's all I got to say.
Wonderful. Merge, you don't really write, but you'll be joining me a lot on here. So can't wait to see you again. I am hoping on Monday or Tuesday I am finally on break from work because I'm a teacher, so I get Christmas break.
Ooh, I don't like you.
It's wonderful when you have a 3-week break. You should go to a school that has that, Nelson.
Yeah.
I will be writing power rankings finally. I've been on a small hiatus from that because of work. I had to create everything on my own. So
you get a life, Clayton. Get a life.
Right? Right. I gotta write instead. So yeah, that'll be coming out. Thank you everyone for watching. This has been the Backdoor Cut podcast, and have a good night.
Peace.